Welcome back to episode 4 of the cheap Bronco build. Now, in previous episodes, you've seen us do suspension, wheels and tires, put a JB4 tuner, unleash that little beast of a 2.3 EcoBoost. In today's video, we're gonna go over one of the cheapest modifications that is so potent that everybody needs to do to their 2021 to 2022 Bronco. If you're like me, you bought a base model Bronco because it looks freaking good and also decently priced. Now in today's video, we're gonna use this little powerful tool right here, and we're gonna connect that to FORScan, and what we're gonna do is unlock some features that you can only get on higher trim Broncos. We're gonna calibrate the wheels and tires so the speed will finally reach correctly with the 37s, and then we're gonna get rid of one of the most annoying issues with Broncos is every time you unlock the door, you get out with the keys in your pocket while the engine is still running, it will honk 2 times, and whenever you close the door, it'll honk 2 times too, and it becomes annoying as F. So what you need to accomplish this task is OBD Link EX. I'm gonna put a link in the description. The exact one I use, it's a USB to OBD2 connector. Next, you're gonna need a laptop that runs Windows. So either you can have a MacBook where you run Parallels, so you emulate Windows, or you can have a Windows-based laptop. And then you're gonna need to download FORScan and have an extended license. The extended license can be free, you just have to register it as a trial version. I end up buying it for a full year because this software is freaking awesome. So I currently have the key on in accessory mode. I have FORScan set up. My USB is connected right here, so you can see the light is on. Now, I have to unplug my JB4, which is already in here. So let me pop this little bad boy out. Nice. And then plug in the OBD2 link. Should be in. So before I hop into FORScan and start changing values and start modifying things, I want to go over all the factory GOAT modes I have. So for example, here, if I spin the dial clockwise, I have normal, I have eco, I have sport, I have slippery, and I have sand. So my goal is to add more GOAT modes than what came from the factory with the base model. Now I know some people are gonna say, hey, you know, you didn't pay for those extra GOAT modes, man. Hey, get your money up. Hey, stop hacking the system. And all I gotta say is if it's software based and it's in here, I just gotta unlock it. Motherfucker, I'm gonna unlock this bitch. Now keep in mind, all trim models don't all have the same GOAT modes. For example, my base has normal, eco, sport, wet, and sand, but it doesn't have mud, rock terrain, and Baja. Also, higher trim models sometimes lose different GOAT modes. For example, the Badlands in the first edition don't have sport mode, and also the Wild Track doesn't have the rock crawling mode. So this isn't just for a base model trying to hack the system. So also, if you have a higher trim model, you can actually add more options into it. So it's pretty cool. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. First, you want to set your vehicle up where it's in accessory mode, which means that the ignition is on, but the vehicle isn't running. Don't put your foot on the brake, just hit the start button. That's all you got to do. Once you connect to the vehicle, it's going to start finding all these modules. So you can see that the powertrain module, you have the all-wheel drive module. It's finding all these modules here. Just let it run, let it run, let it run. Next, all the way to the left, click on that little chipset. That's your configuration and programming. This is all the modules that you're going to be changing. Now, specifically, the GOAT modes are in the ABS module. Now, before you do any type of writing, what you want to do is you want to back up all the original files of each module. So you click that module, you highlight it, you hit the play button at the bottom, and what you want to do is you want to hit save all. Save that as the original ABS file. So I'll call it ABS original. So what happens is if I ever write something and it's wrong, or I have to go send the vehicle in for warranty work, I can convert everything back to the original files and it's going to be clean and clear. So you always want to back up each and every module. I can't stress this enough. Each and every module, you want to back it up. Now, once you have everything backed up, you want to go back into the ABS module and look for 760-04-03. So my base model doesn't have Baja, rock crawl, and mud ruts. I want to add all 3. So what I do is on 760-04-03 in the second value string, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 2 in the second place where that asterisk is. And if I want to add rock crawl, I'll go to 760-04-03. In the second string of values, I'm going to add a 3 in the 4th place. If I want to add mud ruts, I go to 760-04-03. In the 3rd set of values, I'm going to add an A in the 1st place in that string. And that's pretty much what you're doing. Now you're going to verify it 3 times. Look over it, look over it, look over it, make sure it's all correct. Then you want to write it. Once you write it, it's going to ask you to cycle the key back off and on. Once you do that, it should have all the GOAT modes there. So I just wrote it into the PCM. Now we're going to turn it back on. I'm going to put my foot on the brake and I'm going to turn it all the way on. So let's go through all the GOAT modes now. Okay, let me hit OK on the steering wheel. Hey, we have all the GOAT modes. Look at that. We got normal. We got eco. We got sport. We got slippery. Oh, we got mud and ruts. We got sand. We got Baja. I don't make the power to do this. And we got rock crawl. See, look. So this is some badass shit when it comes to Forescan. $13 for a year license. And we have all the GOAT modes. Now to fix your tire size and make sure the speedo is correct, it's even easier. Go to the same chipset to the left, configuration programming, find body control module, it should be BDYCM, and then at the top in the filter, type in tire and look for tire circumference. It's gonna be in millimeters. What I did is I went to a website where I typed in my tire dimensions, which is 37 by 1350 by 17. It gave me the circumference in millimeters and I plugged it in. Now this isn't perfect. What I end up finding out is I need to back that number down just a little bit. 37s are going to differ between manufacturers. So 37 may be this tall on one manufacturer and it may be different tall on a different manufacturer, which is going to change the circumference. So you mess with that number a little bit, maybe by 100 plus, 100 minus, and then you verify by driving the vehicle and see if it's correct with a GPS. Now, next thing I want to do is verify if the GOAT modes actually do anything other than just looking cool. So, I mean, I don't know which one it would be. I already had sport mode, so I already know this works. This comes factory on the base model. Now, slippery, I've used that before. Mud and ruts, I don't really want to do that right now. Sand, I've used that before because that comes factory. Let's use Baja. So Baja specifically is meant for like sand and dunes. What it does is it holds gears longer. It's going to be in 4-wheel drive, and then it's pretty much where you always stay in a power band. It doesn't shift too far ahead where it ends up getting bogged down. And, you know, in sand, you get bogged down. That's how you get stuck. So let's see how this actually changes the driving dynamic of this. So remember, this didn't come with this GOAT mode. So it shouldn't just be for looks. It should actually affect how the actual vehicle performs. So I'm driving normal. So this is normal pedal. So it's holding the gears longer. And I'm in 4 high, so. Yeah, so it actually changes the shift scheduling. So it's not just for looks. A lot of people, I've seen some comments in certain places like, oh, well, the GOAT modes are just for looks. If you don't have the transmission programming, blah, blah, blah. No, it's all built in. It's behind a wall of software that if you get the Forescan and you change things up, hey, you get everything that you need. Now, I don't know if it doesn't shift past a certain point. Like maybe it just stays in 4th or 5th gear. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's doing right now. Let me go full throttle. Yeah, it downshifts pretty good. Oh, dude, this thing is awesome. Now, I still have the JB4 on. The JB4 is, I think it's on map 1 right now. So you can hear it. It actually, it's a little backfired to it. Why are you going to pull in front of me and go as slow as possible, you crazy person? Now, to get rid of one of the most annoying things on Broncos, the double honk whenever you remove the keys out of the vehicle as it's running, same thing. Go to the body control module. You want to read it. And then at the top on the filter, just type in DOUBL. Like you'll see double honk on leaving cabin. Double click it, turn it to disabled, and then write it. Once you do that, boom, it should be disabled. You want to verify it. Turn the ignition off, turn it back on, and then put yourself under the same conditions. See if it works or not. Now, guys, I got the keys in my hand. So what should happen is once I open this door and I get out of the vehicle, it should double honk if it's not working correctly. Now, I flashed it. You got to test it out, see if it works. So I'm going to get out the vehicle, close it, no double honk. Keys are in my hand. So I guess we did it. So this concludes episode 4 of the cheap Bronco build. Now I want to keep this as an open forum. So if you're working with Forescan and you have any issues or questions, just put it in the comments below. Now next episode, we're going to work on a budget solution to get some LED lights and LED pod lights in the bumpers and make this thing actually functional off-road at night. So stay tuned and 337 speed, baby.